What's up, guys? So on this particular video we'll be discussing about the mistakes that you should avoid while traveling to Meghalaya. Now Meghalaya is a state in the northeastern part of India, and it's so far east that the number one mistake that everyone should avoid at any cost is starting your day late. What is normal time in India, main part of India rather, to start your day by 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning is pretty much late in Meghalaya, because Meghalaya, the time zone is at least, I would say, 2 hours ahead of what the time zone in the rest of India is. So by default, you have to start your day as early as, I would say, 7:30 in the morning, so that by 8 o'clock you're out on the road. This way, you will not miss out on any of the sightseeing spots, and at the same time, you will comfortably have enough of time to explore all the places that you have planned for in the day. You need to understand that the sun rises early and sets early. So by 4:35 in the evening, it is pitch dark in Meghalaya, and then it becomes a real concern. If you start late, your entire day gets dragged, and then you'll end up missing out, I would say, on few of the places or most of the places, depending on the amount of time you spend at each place. So that's number one. Make sure you start your day on time. Number two is underestimating the rain. Now, Meghalaya is one of the wettest regions on earth, not just in India. So, if you're planning on traveling during the monsoon months, that's end of May till, I would say, September, you have to carry a wind cheater and a very, very good umbrella. The reason I'm stressing on the umbrella is that an umbrella in the normal city, what suffices and works for you, will break over here because of the wind and the amount of rain. So, you need to carry an umbrella which is really strong, and at the same time an umbrella which can withstand the wind and the rain pressure at the same time, because that's how monsoon is. Make sure that you have shoes which are either waterproof, or you have shoes which are good grip. Something which is not good the shoes which are not good are going to be a disaster while traveling to Meghalaya in the monsoon months, I would say. Now remember that Meghalaya is a state which requires you to walk a lot, and uphill and downhill into the valley. So by default, you need to be having very good pair of shoes with you. Having good shoes is mandatory for your survival in Meghalaya, because it's a lot of walking and a lot of steps that you have to climb. So coming to Meghalaya with bad footwear is going to be a disaster. Hence, come with shoes which are good. You do not need trekking shoes, but you definitely need shoes which have a very good grip and which are comfortable for long distance. Now, number four, I would say a very big mistake that most people do is planning all your stays in Shillong and then going to every place and coming back. That's not at all a good option, because the real experience of Meghalaya is, I would say, in staying in the homestays and camping by the riverside in Dauki, because that's where you'll actually experience the real Meghalaya. It is in the homestays at Mauling Nong or at Cherrapunji or in the Garo Hills. That's where you'll really understand the people of Meghalaya, and you'll get a first-hand feel of what the culture is by living a night in their humble homes. So when you're planning a trip in Meghalaya, do not only stay in Shillong, stay at least, I would say, 2 nights somewhere else and make your trip memorable. Number five would be the double decker route bridge mistake. Now, a lot of people think that the double decker route bridge is a very easy trek. Remember, it's 3,000 steps one way, and it's a reverse hike. You go down into the valley, so getting to the double decker route bridge is very easy, but coming back is where the challenge is, because you got to climb up 3,000 steps. There are a lot of locals who will be renting out and selling to you bamboo sticks at around 20 to 50 rupees. Make sure that you get one, because while coming back up, it's going to be really, really handy. Number six is not having petty cash with you. Internet is very good in Meghalaya, and everywhere you go, UPI payments are accepted. It's just that when you need to pay for your entry fee into various places, you will definitely need to have petty cash with you, anywhere ranging from 10 rupees to 100 rupees. So make sure that you've withdrawn money from home, minimum 5 to 6,000 for your entire journey, and you come there, because that's mandatory, because you'll have to spend for parking and for entry fee. Number six, I would say, is relying solely on Google Maps. Now, Google Maps is good, but in Meghalaya and other northeastern states, it's not very reliable because there are places where you will lose network and then you'll be stuck. Even though you feel offline maps work very well, it is still not advisable to completely rely on that. If you see a human walking, please ask for directions if you're self driving in Meghalaya. Number seven, I would say, is not trying the local food. Whether you're a vegetarian or a non vegetarian, make sure that you end up trying the local food in Meghalaya. Do not put yourself in a position where you're only eating the same food that you eat back in the city in Meghalaya, because that's not what travel is about. Travel is about tasting the cuisine that is in that particular place. So when you come to Meghalaya, make sure that you end up tasting the local food. Plenty of local food eateries in Shillong and in Cherrapunji. Make sure that you have at least one meal at each of these places. The eighth point would be not booking your accommodation in advance. So now Meghalaya is a hotspot for everybody in the northeast. People from Assam, people from West Bengal, they come to Meghalaya for their long weekends. So if you are planning a trip during the long weekend, any kind of long weekend, be it Christmas, be it Diwali, it's going to be jam packed. Hence, make sure that you've pre-booked your accommodation. And remember that in Shillong, if you're planning on staying, do not book a stay close to Police Bazaar. They will show you photos which look really good, but when you enter the room, it's going to be completely opposite to what the room is. Police Bazaar has most of the accommodation because it is close to where the most of the happening things are in Shillong, but the quality of the accommodation, I would say, is minus 10 out of 10. It is very, very bad. The rooms are pathetic. No matter where you're going in Police Bazaar, all the rooms, they will show you a photo, but it'll be completely contrast. There may be a handful of places in Police Bazaar which have good rooms, but it's a big risk. Yeah. Honestly, staying in homestays is the best way to go around Meghalaya, because nobody will keep their home dirty. Number nine, it would be planning a very rush trip. A rush trip is one where you're just planning the entire state of Meghalaya in 3 nights, 4 days, where you'll just be traveling every day for a minimum of 7 to 9 hours in the vehicle. It is not a fun journey. And remember, Meghalaya is a state, so you need to spend at least, I would say, minimum 4 nights, 5 days or longer to explore Meghalaya properly and to get a first-hand experience of everything that the state has to offer. Number 10 is traveling to Meghalaya only to explore the waterfalls. That's a good vibe. Waterfalls are fun to explore, but Meghalaya has a lot to offer beyond the waterfalls. There are plenty of caves, there are plenty of backwaters in Meghalaya which have a lot of good nature views, and at the same time good small treks that you can explore and experience. Just make sure that you're not stuck up with only one thing, that is the waterfalls, because the waterfalls are only active during the monsoon, but the real good time to visit Meghalaya is from the non-monsoon months, I would say from November to March, which most people ignore because there are no waterfalls which are active. Now, if you are someone who's planning a trip to Meghalaya, we do have private trips and group trips for solo travelers in to Meghalaya throughout the year. If you're interested in booking with us or want to join a group trip or a private trip with Tlow, you can click on the link in the description, go to our website and get all the details and book directly from our website, or contact our sales team who will guide you through the booking process. Now, you have to remember that if you have any queries beyond what we have listed up to Meghalaya, you can leave a comment in the comment section or book a consultation. The consultation is a paid service. Now, one extra point that I would mention that is a mistake that most people make in Meghalaya that they should avoid is Meghalaya is paradise for people who like shopping, and if you're going to come overpacked, do not expect to go back home with empty-handed, because Meghalaya has too many souvenirs, too many clothes, and too many good things that you can buy, because it's a bustling place, very close to the Bangladesh border. So you'll get plenty of original and first copy clothing from Bangladesh, which makes its way to Meghalaya. And remember that Meghalaya is a state where it is extremely safe. So no matter where you are, nobody's going to harm you and nobody's going to trouble you. It's a it's a completely pro tourism state. Just make sure that you plan your trip in advance and you book your accommodation and transportation well in advance, so you're not stranded over there getting a very bad deal.